Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for a new chapter manga review. Welcome once again. Yes, I'm back to reviewing some manga. Unfortunately, I am not in my regular setup. I am taking stuff down. All the bookshelves are gone, and now I am to bare minimum. I had to do a new setup here, and I'll eventually get the groove on again. But this is going to be on the new series airing on Shonen Jump, and there's only 2 chapters out of time of recording. I think tomorrow there'll be a third one coming out. So depending when you see this, there'll be 2 or 3 chapters, or maybe even more. For now, let's talk about the first chapter. And my impressions on it. Before anything, guys, though, if you have not done so by now, subscribe to my channel. Unfortunately, we didn't meet our monthly goal this time around, so hopefully by next month we reach 4,400. So please, if you have not done so, subscribe to my channel, and we'll try our best to get to 4,400 this month. Also, you guys can follow me on social media. You can comment, like, and share this video as well for it to be better shown in YouTube, you know, the whole algorithm stuff. But anyways, Candy Flurry is the name of this series, and again, there's only 2 chapters on Shonen Jump. I wasn't really sure about it because it's a girl with a lollipop on her hand. So I went in thinking it's a new series. I at least will review the first 3 chapters, and we'll see from there. But man, this is actually a pretty good series. Action-packed, I will say. Well, not action-packed, but there's a lot of action, more than usual. So we meet this girl, and essentially she talks about how she likes lollipops and how she takes her time in eating lollipop, and it's kind of weird at first. Like, why is she talking about candy so much? But then we learn that they're in this world where a company decided to release certain candies that if people took an age, they took in powers, and every individual received different powers. So some individuals they control donuts, other control other type of candies, right? At one point, one of these users went berserk and destroyed Tokyo, and all they know is that it was a lollipop user. Now, we go into our actual story, and she essentially is just having a stroll, being herself in the street, and she bumps into another user, and this user essentially is the donut guy, and he's running away from justice. Apparently, there's a new type of kind of security cops, whatever you want to call them, and they essentially are in charge of apprehending these candy users that are eventually making a destruction, because, you know, there's a power that they have that everyone else doesn't have, so most of them end up using it for evil. So anyway, she ends up helping out by knocking one of the guys down with her power. She's also a candy user, and she happens to have the lollipop power. Again, everyone thinks that Tokyo got destroyed by these lollipops. So throughout the whole first chapter, we think it's her, and gosh, it really is not her. At the end of the chapter, we find out that she actually saw someone else using her power, and that she has been trying for years, I think it's been 5 years now, to try to figure out who it was first, but secondly, why there's another user with the same power, if the whole explanation of these powers were that only one power is used per person. So there shouldn't be any duplicates, but there is. So she meets this guy who works for this cop, you know, security organization that's basically controlling and taking in control all these people that are, you know, criminals. I would say most of them are, but people like her, maybe not. At the end of the chapter, she is able to protect him from the donut guy who escapes and then becomes this big monster that is essentially gonna destroy the city if they let him. So she's able to knock him out again, but now in front of the cop. And yeah, it's out in the light, and she kind of goes in this whole rant on her own, like it wasn't her. For the first time ever, she showed her power to someone, and is now able to tell someone, even if they don't believe her, that it wasn't her. She has this power, but she doesn't know why Tokyo was destroyed by lollipops because it wasn't her. So we'll see what happens in the next few chapters. The next chapter probably is going to be a fight between her and this cop. Maybe not physical fight, but a verbal fight. Just kind of figuring out what it all is. He seems to really hate the lollipops, and we've seen some flashbacks of him as a little boy. We saw him like in the middle of the destruction of Tokyo crying. So I want to assume that his background story is probably around maybe losing his family, or losing a big part of his maybe family or friendships or something in this destruction, and that's why he has such a great hate for the lollipop user, which would make sense. But as of right now, we don't really know why completely he does. So we'll just have to see. We'll see his background story, I guess, in the next few chapters, or something like that. So for now, I don't know how long this is actually going to last. It probably is going to be a short series where, maybe not more than 15 chapters, but I don't know. It could definitely grow into a pretty big series, and haven't really heard a lot of people talk about it, so I decided to review it myself. There's another one that aired on Shonen Jump that I'll also review eventually, but I'll try to review the second chapter this week. That way, when the third chapter releases tomorrow, I can also review it. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you have not done so by now, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Give some love. Let me know what you guys think about this series. For now, I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. It got my attention, so why not? Let's give it a 7. Thank you again for your love. Make sure you leave a nice comment, and let's talk about this series. And like always, guys, don't be strangers, and see you guys.